Good evening, ladies and gents. If you can see my screen and if you can hear my voice. If you can see my screen and you can hear my voice, please do raise your hand on the Zoom application so that we know we're in business. Hands coming. Evening, ladies and gents, Njabulo and Nsibande here. It is the 4th of August, 2021 for the Trader series. Simon will not be joining us today. His wife has a lecture going on. He's still on the that long Nasdaq trade that's still running. I did get stopped on a couple of trades. I got stopped on Astral Foods earlier today as it collapsed today. I have no idea why that happened. I also got stopped on Royal Bafokeng. It came bitterly close yesterday with that giant candle there, and I got tapped today. So now I'm just going to be waiting for that. I'm going to be waiting there by that 118 station to jump back into the position. So coming back to look at some open positions, kicking it off with African Rainbow. So we made a new high close today. This is a multi-year high close. That last close there was at 303.65, and today we closed at 304. We also did make a new high. The previous high sitting at 306.78, and today we reached the high of 306.73. So it came bitterly close from making a multi-year high and ultimately an all-time high. So looking quite good on African Rainbow. So that is quite sufficient for me. So I'll pull my stop to just around the 272, 273 level and add to my position. African Rainbow looking quite decent. Implats also looking quite good. Nice head and shoulders breakout. The resources stocks are looking quite strong and coming up with strong results and paying quite chunky dividends. I think it was about somewhere in the range of 175 Rand a share, looking at about 10% dividend at the time that that an announcement was made. So I'm waiting there at the 2000 station. So if we get through that level, I'll add to my position. As you can see, that level held quite well, as support. The level respected that, the market respected that level quite a bit. So if we can get back above 2010, I'll add to my position and trailing my stop behind me. Aspen also looking quite good. I'm waiting for that 184 level. It's quite a multi-year high. So if you can get through that levels, you can see that weekly chart looking quite strong. The stock breaking above that 200 week exponential moving average. I'm liking Aspen at the minute quite a bit. So if you can get through that 184 level, I'll add to the position and throw my stop behind me. Guys, feel free if you have a question on the chart that I'm looking at, feel free to pop a question or in the Q&A or the chat box. Also, you feel free to post other questions if they're not time sensitive. I'll get to them in the end. Banner World looking quite strong, holding that 50-day exponential moving average. Looking like the sellers, they are running out of steam. So I want it back above that 114 level. If we can get close above 114, I'll add to my position, raise my stop just below those lows there, and just below that 50-day exponential moving average. BHP looking quite well. Still consolidating at the minute. So I wanted above that 491 level. So if we can get it close through 491, I'll add to my position and throw my stop quite aggressively to that 462 level. So if we can get through that 491, perhaps we can close at around 492. That'd be looking quite lekker on BHP. Redcop holding that 50-day exponential moving average quite nicely with a nice doji candle there. So I'm waiting for the stock to break above that 331 level. So if we can get it close through that, I'll add to my position with a stop loss there at 314. So currently my pre-stop is there at 314. Let's see how long that level isn't touched before the stock breaks above the 331 if it does. Midvest moving quite nicely, nice breakouts. So I did add to my position and turn my stop to just below that 50-day exponential moving average. So that 215 level looks quite good, held quite often as resistance. So if you can get, so I'm using the close of this weekly candle here as my resistance at the minute. So if you can get through 215, I'll add to my position. Nice golden cross here on Bidvest, looking quite lekker from breaking out of that cup and handle formation, forming that nice golden cross, looking quite good. Yeah, the stock is looking quite decent. So if you can get through the 215 level, I'll add to my position. That's about 10 odd, about 5 odd %. Yeah, a little over 5% away from the price. So if we get through that 215 level, I'll add to my position and throw my stop behind me. Capitec looking like moving back into a higher box. I bought it as it was moving back into the higher box. So today it took out that it did. But I'll, since we took out that high close there, but on a red candle, I'll wait for a greener close tomorrow. If we can get a green close tomorrow, I'll add to my position with a stop loss, or rather at the next green close, I'll add to my position, trailing my stop to that 1570 level, just below the doji candlestick there, and just below the 50-day exponential moving average. And again, if we can break through, if we can take out that 1728 high, I will add again to my position. Richmond looking quite good, consolidating ever so slightly. So if we can get through the 189 level, I'll add to my position with a stop loss around that 180. Looking quite good. Let's see how far the stock will correct. So the low of that swing low will be my stop loss if and when the stock breaks above that 189 level. Clicks moving quite nicely, moving like a jam actually, breaking through that symmetrical triangle pattern there. So if I'm waiting for a close through that 277 level, it's quite a resistance, and we'll be testing it we're testing that level for the first time in a while. So if we can get through that 277 level, I'll add to my position with a stop loss there at 262, just below those lows. That traffic there, or at 258. This campaign came particularly close to stopping me out, but so far that 50-day exponential moving average is acting as a nice defense. Playing that number 5 role. If you're a football fan, that 50-day exponential moving average playing that number 5 role, holding off the sellers at the moment. Let's see if the market respects the 50-day exponential moving average and if we can break back above the 32 Rand and some change level. Looking fairly good. If we do break through that 32 Rand and some change, I won't be adding to my position. Perhaps I'll just be adjusting my stop. I'll only be adding to this position, above when my stop loss is above my last entry. This style is starting to move again. It did take out that 72 Rand level, moving quite nicely. So I wanted above that 181 level. If I jump back to my weekly chart, that's the last resistance level. Bring it back a little bit. It's a bit high. Yeah, around 180. So if you can close through 180, I'll add to my position. Yeah, so if I'm waiting for a close above that 180 level and my stop loss to be above my last entry, and then I'll add to my position. But I do suspect that if we do close above that 180 level, my stop loss will be, or rather the market will provide me with a level higher than my last entry to place my stop, or at least very, very close by. Exaro forming a nice ascending triangle pattern there. A head and shoulders pattern with the right shoulder being a nice ascending triangle pattern. So it looks like there's still quite a fair bit of selling there around that 184 level. So if we can break through that level, I'll add to my position, trailing my stop to that 186 level. Looking quite nice. I'm liking how Exaro is holding up at the minute. First rand also looking like a jab. Breaking out. Looks like the buyers have finally won that tug of war in that 50-day exponential moving average. So I want to see if we can break through that 56 to 126 level. I'll add to my position and trail my stop to around 52.50. And again, if we can break through the that 57.70 resistance, I will add again to my position. Bianco also moving quite nicely, holding the support or the base of the current box well as support. So if you can break back above that 67 Rand, I will add to my position and raise my stop to around the 62 Rand level, just below that 50-day exponential moving average, just below that flat candle there. Looking quite nicely. I'm liking the fact that it's holding the base of the new box quite strongly as support. Implants started, looks like it's taking a break. From time to time, runners do take a break, so does stocks. So if you can get through that 270 level, and again 293, I'll be adding to my positions. But I'm liking the price action happening in the resources sector at the minute. Investec also moved nice bullish engulfing candle yesterday, holding that 50-day exponential moving average. So I'm waiting for that close about a close above that 57.50 level, in which case I'll add to my position with a stop loss just below that bullish engulfing candle. I did get a little bit of temptation to add to my position on that bullish engulfing candle there. Not to be greedy. I'm not one to be greedy. So if we can get through that 57 Rand level, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to around the 52.80 level. Kumba also moving quite nicely, continuously making new highs. Not quite today, but yesterday it did. Moving quite nicely. So above that 809 level, I will add to my position with a stop loss just below the breaking candle, or rather the re-breaking candle around that 744 level. I'm liking how Kumba is moving at the minute. As you can see, I've been pyramiding quite nicely on in my position on Kumba. Looks like there's a seller there at that 24.48 level. So if that seller steps away, I'll add to my position as the stock breaks and close through that 24.50 level. I'll add to my position with a stop loss around that 22.70 level. I'm liking Life Healthcare quite a bit, forming a nice cup and handle so far, moving quite nicely. So above that 24.50, I want to add to my position, and again above that 25.75 level, I'll add to my position. Bring that back. And again, if we make new highs, I'll add again to my position. So about building my position seemingly at about 2 Rand a pop. So every time it rises by about 2 Rand, I add to my position. That wasn't by design, by the way. It's just just a coincidence. MTN also moving quite nicely, making higher highs and higher lows. Ever since Njabulo broke, it made that golden cross. It's been moving quite nicely. Did have a strong break after the Sense announcement on the interim results. Actually thought it was quite a bad set of results, but seemingly the market liking MTN quite a bit, I suppose, pricing in those adversities on MTN, moving quite nicely at the minute. So let me just get rid of all of these for now. What I like doing once a stock starts to trade like MTN, it does and gets on a run is to put my boxes and trade with my boxes. So above that 116 level, I'll add again to my position. Let's see how it looks on the weekly charts. Yeah, that sounds about right. Looks like it was quite a good resistance level, that 180 odd, 116 odd level. So if MTN can get through that 116 level, leaving this current box, I'll add to my position, perhaps with a stop loss just below this candle there. In fact, let's see if the low of this candle will get taken out. Yeah, so far, if we can break through that 116 level, I'll add to my position with a stop loss there around that 110 level. That's what I wanted to do. Nedbank moving quite nicely, breaking today. So let me pull my stop. Yeah, so I'll add to my position and recalculate perhaps I would wager around, let's see, let me just quickly do that. Yeah, I'll add about 40 rands worth of risk on this trade on Nedbank on the open tomorrow. Sorry, let me just move that there. Cool. Sorry. Pepco moving quite nicely. Breaking and staying on the right side of the 25 Rand. I mean 20 Rand 95, moving quite well. Also, let me okay, let me just delete that. We'll see in a bit. So now I'm just waiting for that 22 Rand level. So if we can get through that 22, above the 22 Rand level, I'll add again to my position. Unless, of course, the market gives me a slightly better level to add to my position prior to that. But certainly above the 22 Rand 60 level as it moves into a higher box, I will add to my position. I'm liking Pepco quite a bit at the moment. SAPI holding that 200-day exponential moving average quite well, providing support. The 200-period exponential moving average providing some strong support there. So if we can get through that 45 Rand, if we can go back above that 45 Rand level, I'll add it to my position. This head and shoulders pattern isn't the greatest because, as you can see, the right shoulder is much shallower. This inverse head and shoulders rather, the right shoulder is much shallower than the left. So there's a good higher chance of me getting stopped out as the stock breaks through the 200-day exponential moving average, if it does do that. But if it breaks back above 45, I'll add again to my position. And those who trade with targets, if we project that up a little bit, the height of the head takes you to about that 52 Rand level, 53. But I suppose that 52 Rand's resistance level could provide a good target. But I typically don't trade with targets. So if the stock breaks above that 45 Rand 20, I'll add to my position and throw my stop behind me. At the moment, I'm not 100% certain as to where, but good for me that I don't have to make the decision today. So if you can break through that 45 Rand 20 level, I'll add it to my position. Nice. Let me just jump back to weekly chart for a second. A nice cup and handle pattern on ShopRite, ending the handle part of the cup and handle with a nice ascending triangle pattern. Move back. Nice ascending triangle pattern. So it did break through yesterday. So I added to my position and throw my stop to just below the 50-day exponential moving average, liking how ShopRite is moving at the minute. So the next station I'll be waiting on for this ride is at about like 181 level. Let me just move it back and bring it back there for now. Above that 181 level, I want to add to my position, unless of course the market gives me a better level before then. But at the minute, that 181 level is where I'm looking to play to add to my position. Nsibande is stuck in that downtrend line there. But staying on the right side of that 50-day exponential moving average for now. So if we can get through that 67 Rand, if we can close above at 67 Rand, I'll add to my position with a stop loss there at 61.30. Looks like still quite a fair bit of selling happening on Nsibande. But I suppose if when results come, there will be a catalyst to push the stock one way or the other. It's been quite flat the past few weeks. If we can get through that 67.30 level, I'll add to my position. Telkom, I think I'm going to get stopped out on Telkom. I think this trade has failed, but I'm not going to preempt it. But I think I'm going to get stopped out of on this position. And I was pondering if I shouldn't be introducing almost like an overwriting of a stop loss, if you will, once I see that the market is more likely to hit my stop loss. So often when I say I'm going to get stopped out, I often do. But for now, I'm just gonna wait until I get hit, until I wrap my head around that procedure. For now, I'm just I'm gonna wait till I get hit. But I think I will get hit on this one. Transaction capital also, starting to move back again, winning that tug of war around that 50-day exponential moving average. So let me just pull my stop ever so slightly to just below that candle there, to 35 Rand. So I'll be adding about 30 odd Rand worth of risk at the open tomorrow. And, I'm still going to be waiting around the 38.40 station. Truwards, giant bearish engulfing candle there, but looks like there's quite a fair bit of selling happening around that 61.40. So if you can close through that level, I'll add to my position with the stop loss around that 57 Rand. If it doesn't get hit between now and then. And last but not least, Woolies. So I did add to my position as we broke through that resistance level there. There was quite a fair bit of selling happening there around that 55 Rand and some change. Looks like the seller that was there at 56 came back. So if we can take out that seller above and close through that 56.94, I'll add to my position with the stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average around 53 Rand. Sasol. Nintendo is asking on Sasol. There's still quite a, let me just get rid of all of these. And there's quite a bit of tug of war happening around the 50-day exponential moving average. Perhaps with the price of oil, I think the price of oil, I'm not 100% sure. Let's quickly have a quick gander at Brent. Yeah, let's have a quick gander at the Brent on. The price of oil has been trending quite nicely. Perhaps this correction happening with the price. We could see the price of oil coming back to test the 200-day exponential moving average around that 64 Rand support. So the Sasol chart is quite closely correlated to oil, unsurprisingly, since they're all my oiling company. But perhaps price of oil is just the heavyweight on the spring. The buyers are defending that area around the 200 to 222 level. So if we can get through 230, I'm looking to add to my position. But ultimately, I'll be starting to get really excited on Sasol if above 250. But for now, I'll just be building my position and see if I can't get to. By the time I get to the 250 level, I won't have a risk-free opportunity to really pounce on on this trade on Sasol. Good spot there. But let's see if who wins that tug of war, buyers or sellers. We'll see. But it looks like buyers are holding ground at the minute. Guys, I'm not seeing questions or chart requests coming in. If you do have any, feel free to drop them in the Q&A box or the chat box. Otherwise, remember to subscribe to the channel. I do try to do daily videos going through this entire list. I go through this entire list every day. So this past week, my audio equipment kind of betrayed me, but I'll get back to those videos well, not tomorrow, because we have Further Trader on Friday and again on Monday. Yeah, and the video will be up in a few hours on YouTube on the VillageTrader channel. Do subscribe if you're new and hit the bell notification button so that you are reminded when the video is up. If you do have any question, feel free to pop me an email, Njabulo at villagetrader.co.za. Do follow myself at VillageTrader on Twitter. And do follow Simon as well at SimonPB. Otherwise, ladies and gents, seeing no question coming in. That 138 level still holding as resistance level. So if you can break above that 138 level, I'll add to my, rather re-enter the trade. But it looks like the buyers are winning the tug of war around that 50-day exponential moving average. So if we can break the 138 level, I'll jump back into ABSA. And if that would be it, we'll park it here. Ladies and gents, have a great evening. Take care of yourself, and if you can, of somebody else. Have a great evening. We'll see you again next week. Cheers.